So he says he wants something real. He opens up, he talks about connection. He says you're different. He says he's never felt this way before. But then the moment you lean in, the moment you start wanting more, he shuts down. He gets weird. He said he wanted intimacy, but he didn't mean intimacy with needs, with expectations, with vulnerability. He wanted the fantasy, not the real you. Hey, I'm Joe, and if you've ever been in a situationship or an almost relationship with a guy who said all the right things, but who pulled away the moment it started to feel real, this one's for you. Let's talk about men who crave intimacy until they actually have to feel it. Well, here's the thing. He thinks he wants it. A lot of avoidant or emotionally underdeveloped men think they're craving intimacy. They might say, I want something deep. I'm done with casual. I've never felt this safe with anyone. And for a moment, they believe it. Because deep down, they do want love. They want connection. They want to be seen. But they don't understand what it actually requires. Because to be loved fully, you have to be seen fully. And that's where it starts to fall apart. So at first, it seems like magic. He's opening up, being vulnerable, maybe even love bombing a little. But then something shifts. Around about the time when you ask for more time, more consistency, more emotional presence. You bring up boundaries, future plans, your needs, all perfectly normal things to discuss in a building relationship. And suddenly, he's less available, less responsive, less interested. You didn't change. You just wanted something real back. And that's when he panics. So why does intimacy trigger him? Well, here's the truth. Real intimacy requires presence. It requires being needed, being consistent, being emotionally safe for another person. And that's terrifying for a man who never learned how to self-regulate, who fears being smothered or judged, who associates closeness with losing control. He's not running from you. He's running from the parts of himself he knows will be exposed the moment he has to really show up for you. Because the fantasy love, the stuff in his head, well, that feels safe. But real love, that means accountability, vulnerability, letting go of control. So what happens when you compare fantasy intimacy with real intimacy? We all know fantasy intimacy. It's high chemistry, deep eye contact, long conversations at 2 a.m. It feels like a connection, but it's never really tested, and it doesn't require showing up when it's hard. Real intimacy? It's someone seeing your mess. It's holding space for somebody else's needs. It's showing up on the boring days, the days when you're doing the housework. It's showing up on the days where you've got conflict, or it's showing up on the days when there's silence. Avoidant men love fantasy intimacy because they've got that performance down and they can control it. But real intimacy, that holds up a mirror and it shows them what they're not ready to face. So what are you really running into here? When he pulls away, you might think, I was too much. Perhaps I moved too fast. Should I have given him more space? But here's the truth. You didn't break this relationship. You triggered something in him. You activated the part of him that fears being known. Really known. We don't talk about it very often, but how many people really know you? And that's the kind of depth of connection you have to have a meaningful relationship. Parts of you that other people never get to see, your partner will definitely eventually get to see. He also fears being responsible for somebody else's feelings, and probably fears being seen and then rejected. So what does he do? He does the rejecting first. Let me say this clearly. If a man tells you he wants love and then disappears the moment you offer it, that's not your fault. That's his unprocessed trauma. You weren't asking for too much. You were just asking for something real, and realness scares people who haven't done the work. You deserve love that can sustain intimacy, not just flirt with it. Please like and subscribe and drop a comment if you've heard the lines, I'm just not ready, or you deserve someone better. And if you're done decoding mixed signals, check out next week's video. He's great in bed, but emotionally dead. Because sometimes the intimacy was never real. It was just chemistry dressed up as connection. See you next week.